A little tickle.
What's up, everybody? We're back again. It's episode 268 of the Dadbod Golf Pod. Happy Monday. It's Kyle and Ben, and we are
Yep.
ready to talk some golf. We're going to talk live golf. We're going to talk PGA Tour. Maybe talk just our own little golf expeditions that we have,
Yeah. We got to play
and
this
have some
weekend.
fun doing it.
Did you play
Get
this
y'all.
weekend?
No, I played a little bit Friday. Well, I guess
Okay.
yeah, technically that's this weekend. So yeah. All right. So tonight's episode is brought to you by Bet Online, the number one sports betting website in the country. Log in today. Your initial deposit, if you use coupon code BLEAV, BLEAV, you'll get a 50% welcome bonus. Give them $100. They're going to give you back 50 on top of that to play with. There's literally something to bet on every single hour, it seems like. It could be in another country. It could be a sport you don't know. I saw some dude betting figures. I think I saw some dude betting figure skating.
What? Are
I
you
saw a
serious?
funny tweet or a video or something like that. I mean, there's all kind of stuff you can bet. There's an online casino, tons of stuff you can have fun playing around with. So check them out, log in, get that bonus, and then go win some money. Bet online. It's where the game starts. Ben, it was an action-packed weekend of golf. You had the LIV Tour kickoff at the
Mhm.
Mayakoba, which is, if you don't know what that is, you've seen it a million times on Instagram. It's the one that has the cave hole. Uh,
Yes.
so that is the cave, like in the middle of the fairway. There's like a cave that goes like under a hill, and there's water and all kind of stuff inside of it.
You die if you go down there.
Yeah, you can't go, can't go too far. You can't get back out. But and it was great. The first TV broadcast on the CW.
Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday rounds were live. And it was Central Time Zone, which was fantastic because we're in the Central Time Zone. And we got to watch, basically all 18 holes
Yep.
both days. So it was great. It was great. You had the Honda, the field has really taken a beating lately
Oh
over the
my
last
gosh.
several years. I saw some highlights of Tiger winning there back in like the early 2000s, and then like I don't know, everybody just kind of takes off. I guess next week is the Arnold Palmer. Yeah, Riviera. I don't know if
Yeah.
they've changed the weeks, but you go Riviera, Honda, Arnold Palmer, and that's tough. That's you go from LA to South Florida, literally almost as far away on both ends of the country as you can possibly be. And then you turn around, and you got to go back up a little bit in
Yeah, but I don't
Florida.
feel bad for that because they all friggin' live in Florida anyway. They're just going home.
Yeah, but I mean, it is.
I
I
mean, there's
mean,
some that live like in Arizona and stay out west, but they've all moved out of California because of the taxes. Like none of them live there. Even Phil doesn't live there anymore.
yeah,
Um,
the
so
the California guys moved to Arizona.
yeah.
There's a ton of people in Arizona. It's either like
um,
it's like everybody lives in either Arizona or Jupiter, Florida.
so
I swear
yeah.
everybody lives in Jupiter.
But and they all live in the same community too. So they see each other when they're out walking dogs and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, this weekend proved exactly what the live guys went to live for on top of the money. Like, let's just call it what it is. Like DJ even said, money's good. That's why I'm going. So I'm fine with that. I have no problem with that. But the field, like they should have just taken a week off. Like
Yeah.
if you're like when you stack these tournaments like Genesis, Honda, Arnold Palmer, Bay Hill, and then you've got Augusta's second weekend in April.
The
So in
players
less
comes
than a
up
month,
right not much
yeah,
long after. You go Bay Hill, and then the one at Innisbrook, whatever that one is in Tampa. And then I think you go to the players right after that.
yeah.
Like
So they
the
got it all
Florida swing is
stacked right
pretty.
here, which is fine. But I got to be honest with you, Kyle. I watched more live golf than I did PGA Tour golf because the field just was not good to me. And it helped that I mean, I knew who Kirk was. I mean, we've seen him play, but he's not. I'm not tuning in to see Chris Kirk play golf. That's just not what I'm there for.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm tuning in to watch DJ and P. Reed, and even as much as I hate him, Bryson and Kepka, like I'm tuning in to watch those guys.
Yeah. I mean,
So
it was great. It was great TV.
Pluses and minuses from the LIV
Yeah,
broadcast.
let's just go there. Let's start there. Let's talk about what we liked from it, and obviously what we didn't like. So you tell me what'd you think about it so far?
I texted you even when it started because I was flipping back and forth between the Golf Live Now pregame that they do on Golf Channel for the PGA Tour and flipping back over to CW to watch LIV on Friday. Yeah. And the pregame for LIV is off the charts. I mean, they've got, like, of course, they're using the music that's there. They got all these features. They've got on-range interviews. The guys are coming. Like, it made it look like, yes, it is relaxed, but like PGA Tour players can do that. They do it with the Champions Tour, and they do it with now the LIV Tour. The PGA guys are the only ones that don't want to be bothered when they're on the range. And the fact that girl was going back and forth to like different players and getting interviewed, I thought that was awesome. Like what their mindset is going into the tournament and what their mindset is, finding out which hole they're going to be teeing off on since it's the, shotgun start. So love the pregame as opposed to the PGA Tour pregame.
I'm with you on there. Obviously, the music, the atmosphere, it's definitely.
I sent you a picture. There were chicks making out in the. I didn't know what that was. I can't believe they put that on television.
Yeah, what was that all about?
I was like, what are we doing?
Wasn't mad at it, but I mean, what are we doing? This is
definitely not something you want when you're sitting there with your kids watching LIV golf for that to be popping up on the screen, though. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, totally.
So I like that. I like the pregame. Some dislikes. We got to do something with that scoreboard on the left side. I'm not a fan of that whatsoever.
I don't know. All-time scoreboard.
Yes. Maybe we just keep like the top 4 teams up there in the top left corner. Maybe that's something.
Or scroll across the top or something.
Yeah, because they were doing that at the bottom when they were letting you know what hole they were going. That's the thing. People complain about the shotgun start, but I like the fact that little graphic would pop up and it'd be like to hole 6. And then it would tell you the next hole that was coming after that. Like it would let you know, like the producers had let them know where they were going. Yeah. And so, then they go to hole. So I didn't mind that because that was popping up because people were complaining. They were like, all these graphics. And I was like, man, it's like the ticker down at the bottom. It's not that big. Like it's not in the way. So I didn't have a problem with that, but I don't like the standard sitting on the left side of the screen. Well, I can do without that. Or at least, like you said, make it scrolling or just put the top 5 teams, like the top 5 play. Like they got the leaderboard down in the corner of PGA and it's just like the top 5. Like do that in the top left instead of all of them. I don't give a shit that so-and-so's 8 over. Like, I don't need to see him on there. He's not in contention. I don't care. So that was something. I even though I said I'm okay with the shotgun start, I still think they need to do like me and you said, and maybe that's the first 2 days, and then they start on hole 1, everybody on Sunday.
It's so hard to follow. Like, I love everything about the broadcast. Like the music, dudes in shorts. They looks like they're having. I mean, they look comfortable. They're like, I love the team aspect, even though it was an absolute blowout, which is funny in and of itself because it's the team that the picker that Ben did. The picker gave him the winning team
gave him twice,
but he didn't like them. But that's Price's team
on there.
Because Charles Howell just beat everybody's tail. He just killed everybody. So, but yeah, I loved everything about it. But there's so much about golf like that's a flow. It's like, okay, here they're coming up on the bear trap. They got to finish out. They're coming up on 18. The leaders are tied going into 18. Like there's just certain aspects of golf that, and I'm sure it's just because that's how we've watched it forever and ever and ever. And I know they're trying to make an impact in that 4 or 5 hour span. And that's the only way you can really do it in that 4 or 5 hour span. So, maybe eventually it gets out of being a shotgun start, but it's just like you have no idea. Here's another thing. You don't really get to know the course, in my opinion.
Nope.
It's so hard. Like I have a memory when I play golf that's unbelievable. Like if I go play a golf course, I can tell you every single hole of that whole course, almost every shot that I have. Like I just have that kind of memory. I can walk through the whole course. But if I go play that course in a scramble, I can't tell you a thing about it. I don't know what it is. Like unless I start on one, if I start somewhere in the middle of the course, I can't remember anything about it. It's like there's a course in Montgomery I've played 100 times, but every time I've played it, it's been in a scramble. And if you told me to walk you through the course, one through the whole course, I couldn't do it. But I can tell you that on every single course, other course I've ever played, it's crazy. And I feel that way when I watch the live event because I don't have any reference point to start with on where they are on the course, and it's just it's hard to follow in that aspect. And I hope eventually they get out of it because you kind of miss out on moments like the PGA Tour, like this week, the PGA Tour finish. I just know one dude's last name was Cole, and he wore joggers, and I was pulling for him. And then you had Chris Kirk, who's had all these kind of battles with substance abuse, alcohol, whatnot. He's kind of bounced back. Sobriety issues. He's bounced back. They go and they get into a playoff on 18. So they do a playoff at 18, which is a par 5. And Chris Kirk flails, kind of sprays his drive outright. The other dude, Cole, I'm going to call him Joggers. He rips one down the middle.
Jogger Cole
rips one in the middle, down the middle, and then he hits one into the back bunker. Whereas Kirk had to lay up to like 100 yards. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then he hits a 60. He sits a 60-degree wedge from 100 yards to 6 inches. And it was sick. It was a dart. Yeah. It hopped in front of the hole, behind the hole, and then sucked back. It almost went in. So then, Colt Jogger,
that would have been a better finish.
Huh?
That would have been a better finish if it
went in, a walk-off. Yeah, that would have been sick. Jogger has his chip for eagle out of the bunker. He hits it to about 10 feet, and then he hits a putt that goes down and comes back out. Like it lips where it touched the plastic and came back out.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously Kirk has a tap in. But like that's what you get when I guess I get that after the scramble's over, they finish on hole 8 or whatever, then they could go play their playoff. But it's just, I don't know, man. It's just something about the shotgun. It's going to be tough. It's going to take some time for me to kind of get used to because I dig getting to know the course. I dig like knowing how it all how the whole course lays out. And when you throw when you throw a shotgun start in there, it just kind of, I don't know, it throws it off a little bit for me.
Again, I'm okay with 2 out of 3 days. I think Sunday's finish should always be regular golf. And I'm curious if that does change because you look on Twitter, Instagram, the number one complaint is the shotgun.
Yeah.
Everybody complains about the shotgun start.
Yep.
They've even stopped bitching about the money because that was last year. They're just doing it for the money. They're not even bitching about the money anymore. Everybody's like the shotguns. Of course, they can't because now the PGA Tour's got, what is it? Bonus events that you can play extra money. So if they start bringing up money, it's like, yeah, as Phil said, you're welcome.
Yeah. That's
how they got those.
Yeah. The Bay Hill is going to be one of those this weekend.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that here in just a second. But another thing I really liked, and I think this screams like when Fox has the U.S. Open, they have this, I don't even know what they call it, but basically it's like a spray chart. Okay. And whenever you get the tee off, there's a graphic that comes up on top of the fairway, and it will show you if you hit it in this little section of a pie. It's like a pie, a different slices of pie. If you hit it in this section of the pie, your average strokes are 3 point whatever. If you hit it, if you miss right, it's 4.2. If you miss left, if you hit on the left side, it's 4.1. So that's pretty cool. So when they tee off, that's another thing is a lot of times you can't tell. All you got to go off of is the shot tracer. And if sometimes those are off, which by the way, the LIV's shot tracer was terrible. It was so bad.
It was. I don't know what they're not using TrackMan. They're using something else. One guy I did pop back at because the Genesis, it was off on 3 or 4 shots because I watched literally just about every minute of the Genesis. Now a lot of that had to do with Tiger on Thursday, but still,
sure.
And they did it too, and so I don't know. It was like Bogey Bros Golf or something like that. Like they were just doing nothing but complaining. I was like, all right, same energy last weekend at the Genesis because it happened like 3 or 4 times there too. So I don't know what's going on. If there's like a bug flying by when they hit, that's making it do that. I don't know what's going on, because
Yeah,
the one
it
you're
was
talking
bad.
about specifically that they kept showing was he basically, I forgot who it was, hit like a high draw out to the right, and the
It's,
shot tracer had it going dead left and in the water. Like it was.
yeah, that one was
It
all.
was
And then Cam Smith had one where it looked like he hooked one off the continent, and
yeah,
it was not. But no, so back to the pie chart. When they tee off, you can see where the ball go. Like you can see
yeah,
where the ball goes, and if it's in that little golden slice of pie, right off the bat that that's a good shot, and the people that have hit it there have averaged like 3 points under, basically average under par. So
yeah.
you're like, man, all right, here we go. We got one out in the fairway, got a good chance for a birdie. I like that. I think that is a technology that will make its way to the PGA Tour eventually. It's
Yeah.
probably, it screamed Fox Sports, Fox Major, US Open to me.
Yeah.
I just remember when they're doing like Chambers Bay, whenever they did all that stuff, it kind of screams that to me. But I really like that.
Well, PGA had a cool one last week where they show like the dot where the ball's expected to land and then where it's expected to finish, like when it was in the air. They did that during
Oh
the
no,
Genesis. I didn't see that this week, but they did that during the Genesis.
okay, that's cool. That's
That
different.
was really cool, because that was the one. Remember, because that was the one I was bitching about hole 4, the par 3, because they were like, it's
Yeah.
expected to land here, and every one of the finishing balls were off the back of the green. So I was like, this is so stupid.
Yep. Very, very. But no, so Charles, like we said, Charles Howell the third, Chucky
It's
Three Sticks.
Charles.
No,
No,
that's
it's Charles
Charles
Schwartzel.
Schwartzel.
Charles. Oh,
This
there
dude's
you
from Augusta. It's Charles.
go.
It's Charlie.
It's
Charlie.
Charlie. Hey, Charlie.
He wins the individual thing, like, and it wasn't even close. He was 16 under. I don't know. He won by 4 shots. Peter Uline came in second. Brendan Grace came in third.
See, that's what I did want to address about this, though, Kyle. The Brendan Graces of the world. Brendan Grace, Brendan Steele, who just jumped over. They finished in the money. I mean, they won more money. I mean, Brendan Grace won. He finished third and won over $1 million.
Yeah.
You
Charles
know, and
Howell won $4 million.
Steele finished fifth, and he just won under $1 million, like just under $1 million.
It's crazy.
However, Poulter, about the middle of the pack. Taylor Gooch had a rough day. He had one birdie all day, and oh my goodness, 1, 2, 3, 4.
He shot
5, 6.
76.
Yeah, he had 7 bogeys,
And he was like a few shots out, and he shot 76 a day. He had a rough day.
They still don't have a photo for Mito Piera.
Yeah, which is unreal,
hilarious. But
no, Sergio Garcia, yellow square. That's all he is.
Yeah. Phil finished right behind that. Harold didn't do great. I did find it funny that Thomas Peters, who was complaining about not going to the Genesis, and then got dropped, found out from the tournament that he got dropped by his agent, who is also the representation for Tiger Woods, on opening day, finished 32nd out of 48 players. So he did not have, and Chase Koepka continues to just be
suck.
terrible. He's there because his brother's there.
Yeah, he's one of those.
Interesting.
He's what you call the old drop score.
Yeah. I did find it interesting that I was asking you, and I saved it on my phone. I didn't send it to you. I should have. What happened to some of the guys that were under contract? What are they doing? And it turns out that they are paying some of them to be reserves. Like the local guy here, Turk Pettit. Turk is a reserve. He travels with them. He was there at the tournament.
Interesting.
They basically pay him to stay warm and stay loose. And if somebody gets injured or decides not to play, he's in there. So because
Martin Keimer's injured. So so there's an alternate that played.
Yes.
The Cleeks or whatever they're called, because Martin Keimer's hurt.
So they keep 4 of them on reserve, is what it was saying. So, and Turk's one of those.
Probably a sweet gig. That's a sweet gig.
I mean, you get paid $1 million a year to just go sit and watch golf. I mean,
it's like backup. It's like the backup quarterback in the NFL. It's a pretty sweet gig.
So Turk was one of the 4. So I mean, he was there. We just didn't see him because his number didn't get called. So, but the rest of them, I would give LIV credit. It said the rest of them, they still honored their contracts, still gave them their money. They just told them, hey, we don't need you. Sorry, head on home and we'll call you if we need you. So that's even a better gig. They don't even have to travel. They're just sitting at home with their money.
That's sick. So the Crushers win for the first tournament of the year. 4 aces. Hey, they changed their color scheme. I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm not a big fan.
I like the red. I like the. I'm not a big red guy, but I like the red. Then now it's just navy and white, which is just too plain. Who was your
Boo.
team that you picked? You wanted to go with? You said the aces, right? You went. That was your
Yeah, I said the
wanted
four
to pick.
aces because I want the four aces. That's who I picked. So my team finished second. I got picked to do the crushers, and then after I kept doing it, the other one was the cliques. Remember, and they finished dead last. So,
So my picker gave me smash, and they sucked. They came in ninth. And then, but the team I went with was the Range Goats, and they were terrible. They only had one guy under. I'm sorry. I want to see I wish I could see cumulative.
they weren't as terrible as the cliques. I mean, they finished at eighth.
No, I know they're but still, you only
The
had.
cliques finished friggin' over par.
We
What are you
had
doing?
we had. I say we. There was one guy. Gooch was the only player under par for like all 4 rounds. That's terrible.
Well,
Bubba was 6 over.
Thomas Peters I was telling you about.
Bubba was 6 over. Varner was 1 over. Peters was 2. Peters has had a long. He'll be all right. He's gonna be all right. He's gonna be a force, I think, eventually. He's had a whirlwind couple of weeks. So I'm not.
The fact that he finds out secondhand that his agent dropped it, the agent didn't even have balls to call him.
Yeah.
Like he gets off the plane, he gets to the tournament, and they're like, "So what do you think about your agent dropping you yesterday?" He was like, "Didn't know that was a thing."
It's news to me.
And I did like his quote though that they said, "Well, did he take a cut from your latest bonus that you just got given from Liv?" He goes, "No. If he would have done that, I would have been the first one tweeting it, not him, that I wasn't on there." I was like, "Oh,
that's spectacular."
So, yeah, he's like, "I still got my money."
So,
he's got that going for him. Yeah, the logos. I will say this, staying with Liv a little bit. The Majestics, their bags were fire. That was by far the coolest bags that they had out there. They showed the dude that hand paints them. I didn't realize that's what it was. I thought it just got like printed at the factory or something. No, the guy hand painted those things.
The Crushers shirts they were wearing today were pretty sick. They were like
the Range Goats still have the best color scheme in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I'm with you on that.
So I can't wait. I'm looking at the website right now. You still can't buy the gear yet, but that's the reason they're going to this team thing. It got announced over the weekend too. You saw where DJ was dropped by TaylorMade, Sergio dropped by TaylorMade. A lot
and
of
Adidas.
That too is and Adidas. Adidas, not TaylorMade. I'm sorry. They still can play TaylorMade clubs. They just don't do a sponsorship. But they did get by the apparel, the Adidas. However, one reason being, I don't know how much of that was dropped by Adidas and dropped by because apparently Liv this year, they want them wearing the uniform. So they're paying them to wear what they provide for them. So I guess it was more of a Adidas was going to have to drop them or he was going to drop Adidas. So to make Adidas look good, they were like, "Yeah, we dropped him." Like, yeah, you were going away anyway. Sorry.
Yep. I got to get one of these. They got the store, the Live Golf store right now. They got a few hats and they actually honestly look pretty cool. A couple of these flat bills. I'm gonna have to get one of these. But I'm ready for the team gear to come out.
Yeah, that's what you and I need is a new hat. Our wives would be spectacularly happy about that.
Speaking of gear, let me tell you where you need to go if you need some golf gear, and that is Primo Golf Apparel. I don't know if this Cole guy was wearing Primo joggers, but he had on joggers and they look good.
I have that color jogger, that stone, and it's
Eric
got the
Cole,
black down there at the bottom. I think that's what he was wearing today.
It could be Primo. They look good. Joggers just look good in general. And that's why I'm all in on them. So, and I'm also all in on Primo golf apparel. So use coupon code DADPOD15, DADPOD 15. Take 15% off your next order. They got polos, they got blade collars, regular collars. They got shorts. The shorts are fantastic. I got some shorts on the way. Then you got the joggers, all kind of stuff. So check them out. Love those dudes, love their stuff, and you can be the best dressed dude on the course for sure. So check them out. Primo Golf Apparel. It's where fashion starts, I think, or something like that.
Even though that's not their statement, but whatever.
All right, quickly preview.
By the way, you're gonna love the Primo shorts. I got them last year.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I got like 3 colors. I picked out 3 colors. So
I went basic bitch. I did.
what is your
I did.
what inseam length did you go with?
I went with
11,
sevens. No, I went with sevens.
7. Really? Ben.
You forget my legs are so short, Kyle. I don't actually wear long shorts. They're like 8 to 9 inch shorts. They just go to my knees because I'm shorter than you are.
Dang. 7 is up there. 7's I can't do 7. I think I'm gonna do I got 9. There's 11, 9, and 7. I got the 9.
See, the 9's on you. Like you put those same pair of pants on me, they go just above my knee. That's how short my legs are. So I can get away with it. See, and like Nate's got those long legs. That's why when he wears 7s, it looks like they're 5s.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right, so this weekend on the PGA Tour, Liv's going to be off until, let's see, you got Mayakoba, you got Tucson, which is middle of March. So you got a few weeks until Arizona. But you got next week you have Bay Hill, which is the first of what they call the elevated events. And this is wild, man. 44 of the top 50 in the world will be in this event. So that is going to be lit, as the kids like to say. So that is a good outcome that is purely because of LIV Golf for the PGA Tour, and it's great for us. So excited about that. That's coming up. Arnie's Place. Still no word if Tiger's going to play or not.
I don't
for sure. No, probably not. He did play good at the Valspar a couple of years ago. It was like 2019 when he almost won. I think he almost won that one. He came in second, didn't he? Is that? I think that's correct.
I think it was a top 5. I don't know if it was second or not.
I think he was second. I think he had a chance he had to birdie 18 to tie like Patrick Reed or something, or Brooks Koepka or something like that. And we're all mad at him because he laid back off the tee and instead of, hitting the driver. But
I will say, if Arnie was still alive, Tiger plays this weekend.
Yeah, you're probably right. But you never know.
I think that's got something to do. That's why I still say when he said he's only playing the majors, and I was like, he's playing in Jack's tournament. He's playing the Memorial. Like, that may be the only one outside.
We won't know until the week before. Like he'll just randomly tweet out the week before. Hey,
but like this week, he's got to announce. We record this on a Sunday. He's got to do it by tonight, doesn't he?
I would think he would already have to be in the field because they got to sell tickets and stuff like that. So I would feel like pro-ams, I'd feel like he'd already be in the field. So, but anyway, some good stretch of the PGA Tour is coming. The Florida swing, which is going to be spectacular.
My favorite swing. The reason being, I contrary to what those pros feel like, I love Bermuda grass.
Yeah,
I love Bermuda greens. Hate to pull one out on the West Coast. Yeah, that's all Kyle and I grew up playing on. So I mean, I do like bent. We did have some bent grass greens, Kyle and I did, that we could play at, which is kind of odd that this far south. There's still a couple on the RTJ course. They got rid of them here locally at the RTJ course. There was a place here in Auburn that used to be called Auburn Links. They've let it grow up and grow out now, but because it shut down because it changed ownership and the guy didn't care about golf, so he shut it down and put houses on it. They used to have the most fantastic greens back in the 90s and early 2000s when I was in school. So I like bent, but Bermuda's where it's at.
There you go. All right. Let's end it up with a would you rather. And I got to try to remember this one. Okay. Because I
got to brag a little bit.
Okay. Brag.
I didn't have a double today.
There we go.
I told you my goal, cut down on the doubles.
Yeah.
Could have easily started out the round with a double. Tee off, right side. We're at SOG, right side.
In the trees,
trying to go around, cut it too close, hit the bridge and kicked right back to my feet.
Oh, no.
And then put it up there by the green and
chipped up and two putted
for par. So I was good to go.
Okay. Good deal.
Yeah.
Good
par
deal.
5. So, and as soon as I hit, I was like, this is great. I'm going to start out with a double. As soon as I hit the bridge, I was so stupid. And, but ended up saving it. And then the rest was history. I mean, I was able to get through I told you when I play out there, I have to get through those first 4 holes. That's my biggest weakness. But they had easier pin placements today. So no doubles. It's a trend. I got to head in the right direction. Now that summer's coming along, double free golf.
I shot a smooth 43-37.
Yep.
On Friday. Had a couple of big numbers on the back.
I'm tinkering with something with my swing, and I can't. I'm gonna show you soon. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it yet, but I got something working, and that it's I don't know. I'm excited about. But anyway, here's the scenario. Okay,
I have not heard this, by the way.
So here you go. All right. So starting today, you could be financially secure. You're not going to be rich. You're not going to be poor. You're going to get paid, enough to like keep you where you are, status quo. Okay. So you get to play golf every day, every single day. You get to play golf every day. You get to do whatever you want to golf related and know that all your bills are going to be paid. But here's the catch.
That's awesome.
Okay. Here's the catch though. It's left-handed. You got to go opposite direction. So you can't play right-handed. So you have to start golf over, basically.
I'm all in.
Okay. Or
I'm all in. I get to play every day. I'm learning. I'm a quick study.
Or you just it's status quo, or you just pick status quo. I'm going to do what I do, play golf like I play, whatever. But all your friendships, everything, all your games that you play, left-handed. You got to start back over left-handed. What do you pick?
But I still get to play every day.
You're financially secure, okay? But you're not rich, you're not poor. It's just you're just status quo. Your bills are covered. You don't go eat out all the time. It's just your regular life. You get to play golf every day. But you got to start back over left-handed. You just you give it up right there.
I will order a set of left-handed clubs tonight.
Never swing another club right-handed.
Nope, I can do it.
Wow.
Yep.
I would have never. I mean, you hit 12 fairways today. How miserable? How miserable is that going to be for like?
It's going to be very miserable the first 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah. After that, I got it figured out.
No.
Now I'm cheating a little bit because
of course
I could switch it in high school. So I know that I could eventually get my swing down. It may not look the same, but I know I think in 6 months I could at least put the ball in the fairway.
Golly. Can you imagine starting? I mean, just starting over though. Like everything. The short game.
This is where I need to be my dad. My dad's ambidextrous. Everything but right. Anything he can do left-handed, he can do right-handed.
But like the short game part would probably be, you would start there and that wouldn't be hard. You could figure out how to putt and chip and putt.
But the putting would be the easiest thing.
Have you ever swung a driver left-handed? I feel like I almost broke my spine.
My dad, he could play left-handed. So he had a left-handed set. My uncle was left-handed. So yeah, I've like tinkered with their clubs before. So I think in 6 months I could make it happen.
Man,
I tell you this, we should make a bet. No, we're not gonna make a bet because I'm not gonna buy new clubs. I could break 100 in 6 months.
There's no way.
Yes, I could. I could break 100.
Man, I don't know that you could break 200.
I could break 100 in 6 months easily.
There's no way. I mean, how do we do this? Like, how do we do this? I don't know. I don't know how we could do that, but it would be fun to just play a whole round left-handed.
You have to I tell you what, I'm going to keep buying lottery tickets. If I win the lottery, I play left-handed from here on out.
That's dumb.
Because then I'm financially stable, just like you said. I'm financially stable, so I'm doing it.
I'm not doing it. There's no way I do it. I don't care if I get to play golf every day, every single day for the rest of my life.
You work on your game. I literally show up, play 18, and go home. I never go to the range. I never practice. Like none of that. You do. You work. You're a game improvement guy.
I would have the discipline to go out and do it but it would be just miserable. Like it's miserable for me right now when I go out and I can't break 80. Like it's not fun. So I can't imagine being able to shoot in the 70s now and then turn around and starting all over and like not being able to break 100 and like at 37, like that is at 37 years old. Like this is supposed to be like your peak golf right now. And
I'm about to be 46 and I'm willing to do it. I can do it.
you're done. That's great. You just don't want to work. That's what it is. More than
Hey,
anything.
you can quit your job and play golf every day. You just got to play left-handed. Totally in.
Quit. You haven't even got to what I have to do. You got to quit your job in. That's great. I couldn't do it. I don't want any.
I honestly, another part of it, just it fascinates me that people that do that. Like my uncle did that. He was playing so bad right-handed. He's a naturally left-handed guy, but he just, at that time in the 80s, it was hard to find a good set of left-handed clubs. So he learned to play right-handed. And then he got to the point about your age, about 30, because it was when I was a teenager or whatever. So he was about your age in the mid-30s, and he was shooting still like near 100. And somebody said to him, he's kind of a weird guy anyway now. He's kind of a quirky guy. But somebody said to him, well, you're naturally left-handed. Why don't you just start playing left-handed? He literally made the switch in his late 30s, and he started shooting better. But now he's naturally left-handed. I'm not. So I think that makes a difference. But that'd be interesting.
That would be. I would like to like dick around and play left-handed, but like for a video or something like that. But I don't want to. I've tried to do it. I've tried to swing left-handed and it hurts. And I just don't even, I can't even imagine starting completely over. Hard pass. But anyway, happy Monday. Thanks for listening, guys. Hope y'all have a great week. We'll talk.
I love that I shocked you on that. You were like, really? Yes.
I couldn't believe you. And it was like, no question. So that was, I don't know. I thought that would be a little bit harder of a decision, but it was not. Anyway, y'all have a great week. What would you do? Would you play left? Would you start right now and play left-handed, or just keep what you got? Keep what you got. Let us know. Let us know in the comments. Let us know in DMs, whatever. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll talk back soon. It's episode 268 of the Dadbod Golf Pod. And we're always
stroking it left-handed,
right-handed forever.